Hello everybody. Welcome to my Kerbal Space Program playthrough. I've decided to play on science mode. It's a fun mode. I do not really like career mode too much. Career mode I feel like adds too much like of a challenge, which sounds dumb. I mean, it's like the challenge is part of the game, but I just personally like being able to not have a rocket limits or anything like that. It feels like I'm like NASA or someone working there, like the lead director. And I don't really enjoy having to worry about funds. And I don't really get too far while playing. I only played for about an hour, and not all of the time was recorded. I spent some time beforehand playing, getting ready, because I added like shaders and other mods that make the game look and feel better to play. And they add a lot more to do while playing. And here I came up with the name like Toby Yo. What is it? What did I call it again? It's not Tobio Gaming. It's my channel name. I came up with the name Space Yo Gaming. Space Yo Gaming. Not the best name. It's kind of mean. I didn't come up with it. My girlfriend came up with the name Space Yo Gaming, which to be fair, I didn't come up with anything much better. I came up with Tokyo Space and things like that. Not much greater, but I added the little electron flag and science mode. If you've never played Kerbal Space Program, you have, I guess, limited options for parts for your spacecraft. I mean, you have to do missions and do science on these missions to be able to unlock more parts to advance your rocket. Like early on, you're not going to space, you're going middle atmosphere, upper atmosphere. And solid rocket boosters, they're pretty good for like thrust. The issue is you get no control over them and you cannot change the what would you call it? The output amount that of the thrust. So you're stuck at like 100% the entire time. You can't go like anything more or less than 100% of your thrust. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to fix that. The audio for my the audio for my gameplay is pretty loud. At times, I didn't really know if I wanted to cut it and just add music or not. And the issue here is I kept the actual music from Kerbal Space Program, but I'm thinking next time I record I will be removing any audio from the game I'm playing. Well, not any audio, any music from the game I'm playing. And here, yeah, I did the little science, as you do. I'm trying to full screen while doing this. I want to be able to like closer look at what's going on. I don't want to have to like guess what's going on in my footage the entire time. Anyways, first mission was a success. I flew to space, and I've now made it to the ground. I'm not sure if I have the most additive commentary, honestly. I switched to a new editing app. Not to switch up on everybody, so late into this career of editing, but I switched up to DaVinci Resolve. And this is because all of the effects are, for the most part, free, and I'm broke. So having a free editing software, it tends to help. And I was using CapCut initially, but CapCut has, fees for any cool effects. And most of them were related to audio, because I have a really bad microphone. The actual microphone that I want to use will not be functional until Saturday, which as of recording, it's Saturday, but the upcoming Saturday. And so my audio quality will not be able to improve at all. And my editing really hasn't improved at all. I was playing around with the cockpit because I had like a little mod installed, and I don't remember what it's called. I might add it later. No, I don't want to. But many of the mods I added like little cool little tweaks to the game, and that was one of them. It allowed me to like see in the cockpit and click on the buttons and everything in the cockpit. It's pretty cool. I totally recommend playing with it with it, playing with it if I knew the name, but I don't, so I can't. And for videos like these, anyways, here's the science tree. It's it's where you do the research, and I had a few points. Like that was a really good science run, and I'm not typically when I would do anything where it requires like earning anything. Typically, when I do a science run, I would typically like try to maximize everything I can get, but I honestly didn't care very much to get like the most science out of this, which it sounds dumb, but I didn't really care to. It's not the most fun flying to every environment on Kerbin. Not in a little solid fuel rocket. Yeah, I would enjoy it in a space plane or something like that. It's just not the most fun. And that's the way you get a lot of science. Like typically, you would fly to different environments of Kerbin and get little samples and all that. And in retrospect, I could have gotten a sample like from the area around the launch pad or somewhere. Like it could have been easy, but I didn't because I do not enjoy doing that very much. I want to spend as much time off of Kerbin as I possibly can. Well, placing, I unlocked the barometer and yeah, I think that's it. The barometer and the thermometer when getting my upgrades in the science tree, which will allow me to yield more science on my next launch. But pretty much my microphone should be improving by the upcoming Saturday. This rocket launch almost ended very poorly. I almost launched into like the ground. I'm glad I didn't, obviously. Which I could have just reverted, which I had to do a few times when playing. The game, what is it? I ended up dying, like, relatively often, or at least my Kerbins, Jebediah down there, ended up dying. And when playing through this playthrough as I advance further along, I plan to maybe add more mods and other like new features to my game to make it more, I guess, more fun and like because eventually I'm gonna beat every planet, assuming I play enough, which I might not, but assuming I play enough, like on footage, I will eventually want to, and off footage, I will eventually want to expand how far I can go. And exoplanet mods and all that would be pretty good for expanding what all I can do with this. But at the moment I don't have any interstellar travel, mods or anything like that. Oh my god, I don't know what happened there. But interstellar mods or anything that'll make the game have more to do. And I saw this really cool colony mod. Like it allows you to build space colonies and I thought about adding it, but I didn't add it. Just because again we're not making it that far anytime soon. Eventually I'll make it to the moon, I'll do my moon landing. Then I'll have like a cool line for it, like one small step for or something like that. Just come up with my own signature phrase for landing on the moon. And then I will maybe I'll go and build a colony there. Maybe recreate the Artemis program. We're gonna land there. We're gonna fly around it maybe. Then we're gonna eventually go back to land, and then we will eventually build a colony on it. But I might do something like I don't know the entire Artemis plan, but I might add like a few. I intend to do a few satellites first. Like I think it would be really cool to add a few satellites, and at first I considered giving a plot to like my playthrough, which I might still do. Like an upcoming gameplay video, I might like cut it down to be a little bit more like I don't know, Space Yo in Toby Yo in space. I already forgot the name. Space Yo Industries. First land. Oh my gosh, first launch to the moon or something like that. I might do that. I'm not sure though because I just don't feel like. First of all, I don't know if I have the ability to create a coherent story, and also if I like put something too grand in my story, like I'll strand it out. Like I'll strand a Kerbal on the Mun or something, or I don't know, Duna, like or I guess like their Mars equivalent, whatever. I'll strand them on Mars or something, and I'll be like, the Spacio Industries or Spacio something, I don't even remember. We'll have to go back and save him, and I can't deliver on that because even when I played in the past, I've done really good at getting to the Mun and Elu or not Elu, whatever that other moon is, really good at landing on other places, and I can't get him back. I'm not great at that, even remotely. Like all of my trips are one-way trips, and and I'm not proud of that. It's a shame, but like they're all dying. Honestly, like if it weren't for the revert to launch button, there my I would have no staff, but luckily that exists. And here, I kind of built my rocket thinking it would look like cruise rocket, which it didn't. I really don't know what I was looking at there. Maybe it's because it's like dark, and I might not remember the cruise rocket very well, but yeah, I just built it thinking it looked like cruise rocket. It doesn't in retrospect, but and honestly, I could have went without saying it, but anyways, um, where was I even going? I checked back with the audio. I was pretty much talking about how all of my Kerbals die, and so that's another thing. I would love to start a hardcore playthrough. It feels like being a real director of a space program. At least I assume. I mean, personally, never done that. It's why I'm broke. But anyways, that's not why I'm broke, because other rich people don't have space programs. But anyways, um, but yeah, I can't. But if I started a hardcore playthrough, I feel as if I would end up killing all my Kerbals. First of all, and then I would have no reputation, and I'm not sure if you have an infinite like supply of Kerbals. They're nothing but numbers to me. But I'm not sure if I get an infinite supply of them or not. Supply of Kerbals. It's kind of funny. But I feel like I would run out of staff or like recruits very quickly. And so I feel like my hardcore playthrough would not be very fun to watch. And another thing is like when I kill them, I feel bad because they're my little green men and women. They're like my little people. They're working for me. They're launching on I don't know, like the butt crack 27 or whatever you call your rocket. I call them Fork or whatever I call them. Fork 2. I don't know why I did that. I thought it was funny. It's not really. I thought it was funny though, so I did that. And that's all that matters, that I'm happy. And anyways, yeah, pretty much I don't think they would survive very long. And and um and I might change the name of my Kerbal Space Program, and I feel bad about it because my girlfriend named it for me, and she's great, but I don't know if I really like the name Spacio Gaming because it doesn't sound like a space program. And if I ever want to add lore, then I don't want to call it Spacio Gaming. But if anybody disagrees with this and like Spacio Gaming Justice for it or whatever, I mean I would totally listen. I just personally think I might change it. But I'll let her come up with a new name, or I'll let her greenlight my name, because I can't be mean to her. She's great. But let's see. So far, I have about 16 minutes of footage. I mean, not footage, of audio. 16 minutes of audio. In this video, when I want to cut a lot of like speaking mistakes out, but I have the fear that when I clip them back together, I ended up like reiterating myself with a different tone than the initial statement. So I fear it'll be like, I did not, or go to the doctor, or and I could have came up with a much better example, but you're understanding what I'm saying, I hope. And I'm not the best at communicating. I would make a very poor teacher. That said, I still think it would be fun, cause teaching, it seems like it would be like a great. It feels like it'd be rewarding, and I know you're not supposed to teach to like. Some teachers go back, and then some people become teachers so they could be like, I wasn't cool in high school, so I'll be cool now. And I'm just saying though, like, I would love to be a cool teacher. I'm not trying to say like because I'm fine with how my school's going. Upper grades. But I am trying to say that I think it'd be fun to be like a cool teacher, I guess. And I think about it like I don't know what I would teach because like I would want to teach a subject that I am passionate about. And I have a few interests. I'm interested in I guess like making videos, not really the process of making them. That's okay, but I enjoy making videos and having I don't know 200 people watch and 200 people watch with the retention of like 30 seconds on average or whatever. I think it was 59, which is good. I think that means that people are leaving from I guess I'm inexperienced in the first minute and I still am, but at least I have a little bit more of an idea of what I'm doing. The first video I feel like I sounded very nervous, and this time around I just kind of feel like I'm talking to my own gameplay and my gameplay that I don't know can't be very judgmental, and I wasn't really fearful of people being judgmental to me. I just I don't know. I mean, camera shy, I guess. I got over it relatively quickly, and I'm not completely over it, but it's better. And yeah, I don't know. And so yeah. On an unrelated note, me and my girlfriend, we got together roughly a year ago. And so, a year, I don't know, it's not that long, but it's a long time. I feel like compared to like how most can last, this is a long time. And I intend for it to last as long as I guess forever if I play my cards right. But the funny thing is like roughly I'd say 6 months through, um, we 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 knew these two lesbians, and that's no issue. I'm totally fine with people being like that, and I don't really know what I'm clarifying because I'm not even about to say anything judgmental. It's okay to be gay, is what I'm saying. But pretty much, I knew these two lesbians, and we both did, and we remember they were like together for like a week, and they were posting like I love you so much, you're my world, and all these things. And we were like, yeah, it's a bit early, don't you think? Because we waited about like probably 3 months or whatever to say anything like that. We didn't really have like the stereotypical like, oh my gosh, it's so late, you're all I need phase. We didn't really have that, which don't really know what that means. Think it doesn't really. Anyways, it's unrelated. Oversharing details. But I remember they would make these posts all the time, and we were making fun of it, and I was like, I just get the feeling this isn't gonna last, because you start off too strong, and then you end it pretty strong too, pretty quickly and abruptly, and so and I'm not sure my timelines are adding up too well, but they're ignore the actual nuance of the timeline. But pretty much the entire time we were kind of being like, man, look at them, these losers over here, 2 months and all this stuff, and 1 month and 1 week, and reverse that order. I could just, anyways, we were like making fun of this, and it's weird now because now they've been together for like 7 months, and like now we can't make fun of them anymore because it's or like I guess 9 months. I really don't know, but it's been like this long now, and we still kind of have the habit to be like, they're just all puppy stuff, and I'm not sure if it still is by a year, but I just don't feel like it is. But I like the habit of to make fun of it, but they've been together for like a year, and at first I found one of them annoying. But honestly, now I'm rooting for them because like they're super into each other, which I don't know. They just seem like they're really good for each other, and so I'm glad they're getting together, and I guess they've already gotten together, but I am glad about it. But it's just weird to me to think like that we made fun of them for like celebrating their 2 week anniversary, but it's like we celebrated 7 months and all that, and they're at that point now, so like we have no way of like making fun of them for this, and so I don't know. It's just weird, and I only did this because I saw I opened my Instagram and I'm following one of them, and and it, and I saw her I guess whatever her story was, or I click on, I don't know, checking stories out, Instagram. Um, check hers because, but I check hers quite often because it can be kind of like, they can be kind of hard to look at sometimes, and that's kind of funny to me, like when they're like, "You're my world, you're my everything, but most of all, you're mine," or something like that, and it's like, and it's, I like to check them, and if they're really bad, I'll send it to my girlfriend. But, and I'm not. It sounds mean. Um, I'm still like, yeah, I'm still rooting for him. It's not like I'm just an evil hater. I mean, I'm still hoping the best for them. And because like there's like a whole drama because like my friend actually used to be with the girl. My friend's a dude. The girl's like, one of the girls. It's like into both. I think the other is like just a straight up lesbian. But he's not a great guy. He's a former friend of mine, but he was with her, and this is funny to me. But he was talking with when they were like first like getting together. They were like going on dates and stuff, and they went to a movie theater. And I really don't know why he told me this, because I have never stopped making fun of him for this, even when we were friends, and never stopped making fun of him for this. But he did this thing where he looked at her like, I guess like with like a lustful gaze in the movie theater, however he said it, and he just he decided to tell her, hey, I'm gonna start from the hand and go up. And if you don't know what I mean, he kissed her on the hand and went like slowly kissed her up the hand, through the arm, through the shoulder, up to the neck, onto and then to the lips, and that sounds like nice, I guess, maybe to some. It kind of seems romantic, but I would not judge anyone else for this, but I have to judge him for it. Because we, like, especially because we were, like, best friends at the time, so you really have to judge him for it. But, like, why would you ever tell me that? Like you were expecting me not to, like, laugh at this? And so he ended up starting from there and go on, like, and maybe this story isn't as funny to anyone else but me. But the fact that he decided to like say this and announce it, like naming his attack before he used it, and I completely respect getting permission, and I really don't know like what the alternative is. Like I've always just kind of like going with like the flow for anything like that. I'm like, everybody's kind of like, I feel like you can tell, like you lean in a little bit, then if they lean in, you're good. Anyways, I don't want to talk about any of that. Um, that's really the end of the story. Just thought it was kind of funny, a little bit embarrassing, and the drama we have is like not really. I'm not. I guess I don't really feel like bringing it up just because it's like a lot, and I'm already at like at the 26-minute mark. Also, that rocket launch or whatever was catastrophic. I figured out that, and then I already knew it in the back of my mind because I've actually like built this exact rocket in the past pretty much. But honestly, if I went to like an older save of the game, because I created a new save for this, if I did that, I could probably find the rocket. Also, I burped, but probably find the rocket. But God, rocket. Probably find the rocket. But anyways, I ended up having a catastrophic failure there. It ended up like tipping upside down, and it was because the weight was like too far below. I don't even know. I honestly can't give a reason. The weight, or I don't know. It was It'd be like having a chain and then have weight on the end of it, and like flinging the chain around. It's like the lighter end goes up in the air as the heavy part falls down, and so yeah. Anyways, I don't really think I needed to give that, I guess, like explanation, but yeah, that's my video. A little bit of storytelling, and I think I'm gonna probably maybe have subjects like next time I record, because I feel like subjects and all that could help, but but not yet, honestly, because like who knows? I just enjoy kind of talking about whatever. but pretty much, if it hasn't been made clear, it's like the end of the video. And so, thank you for watching if you did. Especially if you made it to this point, I really appreciate it. Because it's like, it's very hurtful when I see my viewer retention at like 59 seconds, and that isn't even that bad. It's when I watch my 15-minute video with a 60-second viewer retention slowly whittle down to like 50, and then 40, and then 30. It's pretty bad. But yeah, I appreciate anybody who watches to this point, and be expecting better audio quality soon. You know, we're gonna be so in it or whatever. And also for the general direction of like my upcoming videos, I intend on playing like a lot of I play a lot of indie games just cuz like they're free, and so I might upload videos of me playing little games like that. But if anybody wants me to play Kerbal Space Program, let me know in some way. I don't know, if I see a lot of comments being like Kerbal Space Program, and I don't even see a lot of comments yet. I see one comment, but and a really nice comment at that. The people have been really nice, but person has been really nice. But anyways, I guess comment or something to let me know, like, hey man, we want more Kerbal Space Program. You're one viewer, or one true viewer. Just give me some feedback in a way. I want feedback on my videos. Anyways, have a good night or day.